So as I mentioned, we're talking about Keith's journey, and he's just about to, I think, move into a new commercial space. Isn't that right, Keith?
That's right. So I looked around and I found a place that was suitable. I got a good deal. I think it might have been $1,500 a month, and I was like, okay, I can handle that. We're just gonna have to step it up, just gotta install more. And I was the only installer at the time, and Michelle was selling. That means increasing the Google AdWord, which means more money there. And we just did. It was easier than I thought, because I built the bank account up a little bit so that, I don't know, we might have been sitting around $30,000 in the bank, like in the business bank account. Okay. So, $1,200, $1,500 a month for rent was not going to kill us. And I had built the thing up within a year to know that, we could afford our mortgage for our house. We could afford our trucks and our gas and I had an employee, right? I had a helper, an assistant. I could afford to pay Michelle because she became an employee of the salon. Of the carpet business, and to tell you the truth, guys, I've never taken a paycheck. Still to this day, I have not taken a paycheck from my company. That was my big secret in the beginning. People said I was crazy. They said always pay yourself first, and I said no way. I'm going to keep building that bank account until I know I can take over the world. Because you need money to take over the world, or whatever business that you're trying to do. You need money is power. That's and so you start off with $5,000, and you make $6,000 and $7,000, and then you make $100,000, and you have $100,000 in the bank. When you have $100,000 in the bank, you can start to buy carpet or whatever you're doing in bulk. I was buying it in bulk. We would buy $30,000, $40,000 at a time within our first 2 years, and I would have 30, 40 rolls of carpet sitting there at a $30,000 bill, but I saved $10,000. So I knew I would sell it all and make that $10,000. We moved into that commercial property. It wasn't a big stretch. It was actually really cool to kind of go, okay, I'm back. I'm kind of back. I had the salon for years, and now I'm back. And the next step for me on that was, we didn't do too many changes. We did some advertising, which you and I can talk about. But maybe a year after I had started renting, I bought my first building. A year after that, I was going to buy the building that I was renting in, and the guy was selling it to me for $220,000. And then when he knew I wanted to buy it, he upped it to $360,000. And I basically gave him the finger. And Michelle and I punched up on the MLS listing commercial properties in Hamilton. I found one and bought it the next day. It was I got it for $181,000.
So just let me get this straight. The guy had the building for sale for $220,000, but as soon as you wanted to buy it, it was up to $360,000. And it was a place that you were actually already renting from.
I was already there, and I really wanted the building because I loved it. I loved it because it was my first big place, and I really wanted it. It was on a main street, lots of traffic. 20,000 cars a day. You put a sign out front.
Good visibility,
Yeah, so I really did not want to lose it. I felt. But I was so pissed off that he would, hold me hostage like that. I was going to make a move anyways. I'm on a main street, but that was a serious main street. But, $181,000, I'm finally back to where I'd lost my salon building, and now Michelle and I own our own, carpet store. I mean, it's massive. So, and we own it. We still own it to this day.
Excellent. So basically things are going well, and you're, obviously doing... The business is doing well?
Yeah, I think we're 4 years in now.
Okay, so since then, in the last 4 years, you've written a #1 best-selling book about carpet?
I did, and I used it very strategically. It's probably, something about this.
Yes.
I think it's 10 pages long.
Okay. It doesn't have to be a novel.
No, it doesn't. So basically what I did was, for television show, I made 5 videos, something like this, because we went to school together. The book's called 5 Ways to Save Money When Buying Carpet. I took those 5 ways, broke them down into 5 separate videos, and I pumped them out online, and then I turned that into a #1 best-selling book, and then called up City TV in Toronto and said, hey, listen, I got a #1 best-selling book. Can I come down and talk about carpet again? Get on the show and show the book and get more customers, because more trust.
Yeah. That's a probably the number one strategy that any entrepreneur, business, author, expert, speaker can use right now. If you're looking to get your foot in the door, there's no faster way to get in the door, either on TV, on radio, or in with any particular business, than if you have a number one best-selling book. So if you have the ability to put together a number one best-selling book, if you don't, definitely, and if you're interested, just leave some comments in the field. I'll get back to you. It's something that we do in the Authority Acceleration Coaching Program that we have, is we help take people into number one best-selling authors. And not only that, but the strategy that you can use it for. And like Keith said, he used it to get into back on TV, and he strategically used it to draw more attention and attract more people through the internet, because he made a series of 5 videos. Those 5 videos he distributed around the internet world, which all talk about his number one best-selling book, but the 5 specific things that are in the book. And he utilizes all that and leverage that to get back onto TV, where he's now looked at as the authority in his field. So it's a very specific strategy, and one of the main strategies that I employ in my business, as well as when I work with all of my private clients in the Authority Acceleration Coaching Program, is one of the things that we work on with them as well.
Nice.
So Keith, so you're number one best-selling author, you're back on TV, and you're reaching that $1 million threshold.
We are. I wanted to touch on something about TV that you and I were talking about earlier. I just wanted to kind of get you guys, to where we got the building and bought our own place and stuff. So one of the things that we use, Michelle got me on TV the first time because she had the connections, but you know what it really is? You got to call, you got to call, you got to call, you got to call, and then you got to call again. And then when they say no, you call again. That's right. Until they say yes. You bug until they say yes. So the second time I was on, I think it was for the bestseller, which was easy. I was already on, so they knew me. I was safe. Yeah. And then I had the bestseller, and it was something else to talk about. And I usually go on once a year. I'm going to try to go on the next couple of months again. And then from that, Michelle and I were looking for another angle that we could use for leverage. And we were looking for a TV show. And we were looking for like Homes on, one of the construction ones, Homes on Homes, yeah. Brian Baumler. I think we were looking at Love It or List It. And Michelle basically got on the phone and started calling all of them and emailing them all of them and saying, listen, we're a carpet company. We'd love to provide carpet services to you. And we'd love to be on your show. Now, we were very lucky that a lot of those shows were filmed in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yeah. Mike Holmes, Homes on Homes was filmed there. Love It or List It was filmed there. Brian Baumler's filmed there because Canada is Hollywood of the North, right? Vancouver and Toronto. So we were very lucky. We're only an hour away from Toronto. And Michelle basically called up Love It or List It, and they were between carpet installers. It was timing. It was really that simple. And then it was all, Michelle just made a call, and basically we're on set, I don't know, maybe a week later doing the first episode. And then usually you only do one episode, and then they get someone else, and then they get someone else, and they get someone else. And we begged and pleaded to kind of stay with them and be their main person on the television show. And so we were on there for 2 years, maybe a year and a half. So I did about maybe 20 episodes, and I'm on camera every episode. Not really speaking, but you'll see me installing carpet or whatever. And at the end of the show, they would put, direct carpet. And then what we used from that, we put that on our shirts. We put that on our vans. We put that on our website, as seen on Love It or List It. And that authority really, really helped get us more clients because they trust you. You're, building trust in any kind of business is everything. We all sell something. You're selling real estate, but so's the other guy. I'm selling carpet, but so's 20 other guys, and someone else is doing roofing. But who are you going to get it done by?
Yeah, you have to be able to get people to know you first, then they have to like you, and then they have to trust you. So how are you actually going to make that happen? So there's strategies that an entrepreneur or business person can employ that will actually take you through that process rather quickly if you actually know the right strategies. And becoming a best-selling author is one of them. Podcasting, having your own TV show or having your own show, being on TV on multiple occasions. I've had the occasion of being on TV for two different businesses, my real estate business, and prior to that I owned another business. I was on TV several times, and I anticipate for the Authority Acceleration Coach before the end of this year to be on TV as well. So, and it's definitely not going to hurt that I'm bringing into the studio a local TV personality who is transitioned into being a radio personality. So she's going to actually come on in the future later on in September and actually talk about the things that an entrepreneur should know when it comes to creating their own podcast show or doing their own live show, tips for being on camera or tips for doing your podcast from an industry perspective that most entrepreneurs don't have. So doing that, I will leverage that into potentially getting on her show and getting back on TV, a TV show. So it's a foot in the door strategy, right?
For sure.
And you definitely need to have those strategies as an entrepreneur. And you need to know the strategies, you need to know how to execute them in such a way. It's really a lot of it's about leverage. Finding people of influence, leveraging off them to help build and grow your business as well. So you did the show, created more authority, the money's rolling in, you're about to break $1 million. Hopefully you'll do that this year, if not next year for sure.
Working on, I mean, Michelle's really in control of that one.
Yeah.
She's become really, really good at her craft. We work through, she's become really, really good at her craft. I mean, you know what it is? She's genuine with people. You got to remember now, I'm not selling, I'm installing, and I'm running the other crews that we have, and I'm kind of running, I'm running the back, I'm running behind the scenes kind of stuff, the carpet, cutting the carpet, getting the guys loaded in the morning, picking up the underpad, doing all the stuff that, that I don't really want to do. But someone's got to do it, and I don't want to spend... I don't want to spend 30 grand on a guy to sit in the back and read magazines all day when I can do it in 10 minutes and it's done. So we chose not to do that. So, but where we're trying to now take this is I think this year will be high 8s. We could hit high 9s, and to try to get, $1 million a year, that's a tough one. That's $4,000 in sales per day. Now, that's not including Saturday and Sunday. You get about, you're going to take 104 days off a year for, Saturday, Sunday, 52 weeks, right? Yeah. So you only have so many working days. And to make $1 million gross a year, you have to sell $4,000 worth of product a day. That's really what it breaks down to. And we're around, sometimes, we can be 1,500 a day, but sometimes we can be 5,000 a day. So we are up and down, and it's close. It's close, and if anybody can do it, Michelle will do it.
Definitely. I have faith in her as well. That's what's in store for the carpet business, but what's next in Keith's journey, Keith and Michelle's journey as far as the entrepreneurship? You're going to continue with the carpet business, but I hear that you have a new podcast coming out, and you're working on a new rock video?
I am working on those two things. It's, Michelle and I just recently bought a cottage up in Muskoka, so we've been spending a lot of time there. We need downtime. Michelle's working to make the numbers that we're at. Michelle and I are a 2-man crew. We have other installers and we have a couple employees, but we're kind of doing it all. And now the next step is to kind of, hire a front desk girl and hire people, and that, when you hire people, you got to make more money because then your profit comes down. So these are some important things for us. But when we want to decompress, we go to the cottage and we hang out and we bring the dog and have fun. But I had a pretty successful podcast that you were on, Instant Authority Expert, where I interview business professionals such as you're doing with me, but I do it only by audio. And I had the Rock Nation Incorporated podcast where I interview rock stars and talk about their entrepreneurial journey, because I believe, like I said before, they're both one. I believe that whatever it takes to become a rock star is the same what it takes to become a successful businessman. I believe it's the same energy, same kind of, you got to do it. It takes that kind of oomph, right? Yeah. So I find the two very compatible. So I have the two podcasts. So I'm not really doing a lot of Rock Nation podcasts anymore. But and I'm not doing Instant Authority podcast anymore, but what I missed it, I have a new kind of direction I want to go. So for season 2 of Instant Authority Expert, which will start in probably October, it's going to be, instead of random entrepreneur here, entrepreneur there, I'm going to more concentrate on what Michelle and I are in. And we're in the carpet business. We're in the trades.
That's right.
So we're going to kind of, sometimes in business they say, don't try to be, everything to everyone. Try to be, one person to a certain, niche, niche down. So niche, for sure. So I am working more or less. I'm going to be interviewing people that are in my circle of trades. And that means, flooring owners, roofing companies, electrical companies, plumbing companies, people that go into your house and do a service-orientated businesses. And what we're going to be talking about is, how you're using your TV advertisements. You paid $10,000 to get 100 commercials. How are they transitioning into sales for you? How are you using Google AdWords? One thing that we use really well is we use Google Review. I mean, we have 30 plus reviews on Google, which is very difficult to get in the trade business. And everyone is a positive review. It's people say, amazing, amazing, amazing. Michelle's great. He's great. Amazing.
Are you guys soliciting people to do that, or they're just doing it on their own, or both?
Hell yeah! Of course I'm soliciting. Okay. Come on, John. We're working it, but no. We did in the beginning. We would we would say, listen, if you like what you see, we would give them a sheet on how to get on Google, because if you don't have a Google account, you can't write a Google review sometimes. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. That's why getting reviews can be difficult. So we would walk them through it, and if they were happy with the service, would they leave us a review? We never asked for a good review. They could have said bad, medium, whatever.
Leave a review.
Leave a review, and what happened was we got a lot of 5-star reviews over time. I think we're at 33 right now, and trust me, that's 2 years, and 2 years of work. When Michelle and I sat down and said, why don't we try Google Review? I think someone put one up just to do it, and it was like, oh, that's nice, because when you do Google AdWords, it comes up in your, when they punch up carpet, all of a sudden they punch up carpet, it says 33 reviews for direct carpet, and it says 4 for Johnny's carpet, and they're like, I'm going to the 33.
Since most people use Google for their search engine, using Google AdWords, being on Google Review, having videos on YouTube, which Google owns, doing all of that stuff, being on Google Local, is a huge strategy that a lot of businesses just don't have a clue about.
No.
And that is going to generate and drive you more traffic, more leads, more opportunity, which translates into more business, more money.
It really has worked very well for us. I would say that the magic of Michelle's personality, she really takes care of people when she's selling. She doesn't sell to sell. She actually takes care of people, and that is genuine. And the genuine with the reviews, they go hand in hand, and we just kill it. We just kill it.
It's more on the customer service side. Well, we're running short on time here, Keith.
Yes, sir.
One last thing. Why don't you just you were telling me a little bit about your new rock video that you're putting together, hopefully before the end of this year. Why don't you just tell the viewers just a little bit about what they can expect from your band's new video?
Sure. So the band is Symphony Grind, and we're going to go in the studio and do a song called Break Me Down. I wrote it a few years ago about Paul Watson, the co-founder of Greenpeace. He does the show Whale Wars. Yeah. And, you can make all the money in the world that you want, but you know what I want to do? I want to do a little charity stuff, and we are going to do the song Break Me Down, all about him and how he fights for, the rights of ecology and the whales. And we're going to mix in a bunch of stuff of him, a bunch of stuff of us, and we're going to put that out, and we're going to put it on iTunes, and we're going to sell it for, a higher amount, so that all that money goes to seashepherd.com.
Awesome. That's a great cause.
Yes,
I watched
sir.
that show lots when I had the ability to actually watch it, and it's a tragedy what's going on over Asia and some of those places with regards to the whales. So it's definitely
eating the whales.
A good cause. So all the power to you, man. I look forward to actually getting a link as soon as that's up. Just send me a link. I'll definitely buy it off iTunes. But I want to thank you for your time, Keith. It was such a pleasure again. I look forward to actually us getting together at the next the next gathering at the next hotel bar, pound back a couple pops, and
Sounds good.
we'll catch up for sure. So thanks again, Keith. You guys just stick with me. We're just going to do a quick transition. I'll be back in a sec to close out the show. Thanks, Keith.
Thanks, John.
Well, that wraps up this episode number 3 of the John A. McCabe Show. Be sure to like, share, and leave your comments about what you liked about today's show, or if you have any questions for Keith and I, that we'll be glad to answer them. We'll answer the questions right here on Facebook. I want to personally thank Keith for joining me on the show today, getting into the journey, the struggles behind the scenes that people don't normally see when they see a successful entrepreneur. Now remember, every true entrepreneur goes through many of the same challenges. What separates us true entrepreneurs is our ability to get knocked down, brush ourselves off, come at the challenge a different way, but keep going. You need to have focus, consistent persistence on a regular basis if you're going to achieve what you truly want to achieve as an entrepreneur. You know, as Joe Dirt says, you got to keep on keeping on, and it can't be more true than the life of an entrepreneur. Lastly, I want to thank today's sponsor, the Authority Accelerating Coaching Program, where businesses, entrepreneurs, authors, expert speakers get help to build their platform, their brand, their exposure, and their business. For more information, to see if you're an actual candidate for the program, just send me a direct message through Facebook or send me an email at john@johnamccabe.com. And so that's the show for today. Now remember to like, share, comment on the show, and we'll definitely comment back. We'll get back to you. And I'd also like to thank Margaret for her assistance running the computer over the past couple of weeks. It just makes things a lot easier for me. Again, thanks for watching the show, and I'll definitely see you on the next show.